Ole Miss was really good tonight. They have a very good team. They're well coached. They're tough. They're deep. They're physical. Um, and scored the ball way too easy. But you got to give them a lot of credit. They took it to us. I thought our defense was really good down in the Bahamas, and it wasn't to our standard tonight. You know, early on in the game, I felt like we had quite a few open looks that didn't go down, and I felt like we allowed our offense to affect our defense a little bit. And, in a couple of those games down in the Bahamas, we were a little sluggish early on in several of those games, and we just kept guarding. And I didn't think we did that as well tonight. So, no rest for the weary. We tough loss tonight. Give them credit. You tip your cap. They kicked our butt. We dust ourselves off. We show up tomorrow. We get back to work against, obviously, a really good opponent on Sunday.
You've got several guys who have shot better from three career-wise, but for whatever reason this year they've started off slow. Do you feel like eventually the numbers are going to come back kind of to the mean, or is this something that is a red flag at this point?
I believe in our guys. Said it before. I believe in the back of their bubblegum card. I think, for sure the numbers will even out. We're generating good shots. I mean, obviously, I haven't watched the tape, but I think the majority of the shots that we're generating are good shots, and good shooters are shooting them, and those guys are working their tails off all hours of the day and night, getting repetitions up, so I sleep like a baby in terms of, the ball falling. The percentages even themselves out, and, this has happened before. I just don't want our guys to lose confidence because I really, really believe in them, and they'll bounce back and be better on Sunday.
Coach, it seemed like in the second half, defensively, Ole Miss seemed to take advantage of some individual defenders trying to go, basically go downhill one-on-one. What needs to happen to kind of help assist in those types of situations? Because it seemed like they kind of exploited that over and over.
For sure. They really tried to, pick on some matchups, and they really exploited us one-on-one. But, I think it's important to remember that it's not just me against him, it's us against them, and I think one-on-one defense is obviously a one-on-one challenge where you got to bow your neck and grit your teeth and sit down and guard the ball. But it's important to have off-ball support as well. So it's not about just that one-on-one challenge. It's a team defense aspect, and obviously that's something that we have to clean up because they exploited that today.
Yeah, you guys forced a season low 8 turnovers today. Could you just talk about how they were able to keep the ball so well, and then also hold you to 0 points in the fast break, kind of taking away those sort of transition opportunities as well?
It was very one-on-one heavy, so I don't want to say there wasn't as much passing. It was a lot more one-on-one, so there wasn't as much ball movement, people movement, things like that. It was, we're trying to get a matchup, and then we're trying to attack you one-on-one. But, that statistic's very telling, when we have a certain number that we have as a goal for every game in terms of our deflections, and 8 is significantly lower than that. So that's obviously a symptom that we could have played harder off the ball. I think that's a mark of tenacity, grit, effort, and the fact that we only had 8 turnovers. And I don't know what our deflection total was, but it was pretty low. We out-rebounded them. You look at the stat sheet and you're looking for some positives. Obviously, 17 offensive rebounds is, that's not the real statistic because we missed a whole heck of a lot of shots. It's about the percentage of misses that we got back, and I haven't had a chance to get all those statistics yet. But, I thought there was a lull there in the second half when they punched us in the mouth, went on a big run. We didn't respond. Called a timeout and got after him a little bit. I think guys like, Kenai Roots, I think he, came out of that timeout angry and played really, really hard, gave us a little bit of a juice and of a lift, but we needed more than just that. So, again, you know, I'm never the type that's going to say, hey, you know, we just were very subpar defensively. That's why they won. Ole Miss was really, really good offensively. They're terrific at taking care of the ball, and they're terrific at creating turnovers. And you know, that's their identity, and that's what they did to us tonight.
Coach, there were some opportunities where your guys would drive to the basket, and it seemed like almost they get to the lane and they almost have the wide open layup, but they're still kicking it out to the wings and to the corners rather than take the layup. Do you like that, or do you want them to?
I don't know if I agree with you on
You know?
that. Like, so, you know, their big defensive scheme is, you know, is to apply great ball pressure, and when the ball's on one side of the floor, they side the ball and they force to the baseline. And when they force to the baseline, they flood to help. That's their deal. So, you know, when you drive, it's putting you in some peril because, you know, you're driving into danger because bodies are coming at you. But because of how they rotate, you know, you really have to look opposite for kicks. And I thought we did a pretty good job of that. Now, you know, you look at our assist total, and it was really low. And part of that is we weren't making shots. But I think if you go back and you look at our paint touches and paint decisions, I think we were, for the most part, making pretty darn good decisions, spraying the ball out and generating open shots. They make it hard at the rim because of their help rotations. And all we focused on was paint decisions. If that paint decision is to finish, you finish. If it's to spray, you spray. And I thought for the most part we made good decisions. If we shoot at a percentage that's more common to what we normally do, I mean, our assist total would have been at, you know, 17, 18 to 12 turnovers, which isn't a bad assist-to-turnover ratio. So I don't know if I totally agree with you on, you know, not making good decisions on finishing. They flock to the ball. They try to make hard plays on the ball. They try to protect the rim, and you really, really have to see the spray. And then you got to step up and make shots. And obviously it didn't fall for us tonight. And you credit their defense.
Coach, do you think that some of the injuries you guys have seen lately is causing a little bit of an adjustment period with the players that you have on court?
It's just part of the deal. It's part of sports, part of life. Stuff happens. People get hurt. You know, we don't make excuses and we don't give explanations. We had a couple guys go down. Our rotation got a little bit shorter, and it's part of it. We gotta adapt. I mean, obviously, there's a little bit of an adjustment period. Is we kind of have the new normal, if you will, of what our roster looks like and things like that. But that's no excuse for, you know, why we lost tonight and why Ole Miss won. It's just part of the deal. We address some things in the locker room, and the guys will show up tomorrow, and we'll have they'll have unbelievable attitudes and pursue preparation of Duke with great excellence. And my expectation is to come out here on Sunday night, play really, really well, and have a big-time ACC game under the big bright lights of the Yum Center. And we're excited for the opportunity.